89.3 FM Toledo and Lima, 88.5 FM Wasia, on the web at yeshome.com, on the SFM Android and iTunes app, and the TuneIn Radio app, and now at 89.1 FM Fremont.
On the line, we have John Cooper from Skillet. Hey, John.
Hey, how's it going?
It's going well. Yourself, sir?
What'd you say?
I asked you how you were doing.
Oh, yes. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm doing good, thanks. Having a good time on the tour. It's been fun.
I hear you guys are in Chicago today. We talked to Blanca a little bit earlier.
Yeah, it's Chicago, and it's cold, but, it's been such a mild winter.
Yes.
I was expecting it to be like, I remember last time we played here in Winter Jam, it was so bitter cold. I'm like, oh, this is easy. So that's good, because then people don't mind coming and waiting all day in line and stuff. They don't mind as much when it's not, 20 below zero.
Exactly, and 2 feet of snow to boot.
Totally, I know. So, I think it's been probably helping. The crowds have been awesome, and we've been having such a good time with the bands. It's been a great tour.
Now, you said you've been on Winter Jam before, so how many Winter Jams have you done total, including this one?
This is my third.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's my favorite too. I mean, I've always loved the tour. It's always been on my favorite tour list. But I don't know what it is about this tour. It's the list of bands. There's so many great artists on it. It's very stacked. Like you mentioned, Blanca. She's a good friend of me and my wife, Corey. Blanca is just amazing. All the bands are so great. King and Country and Building 429 and Jeremy and Francesca and Family Four. It's a pretty stacked bill. So we're having a good time.
Excellent. Yeah, who would you say is like your ultimate favorite band to play with, or if you had a choice of who to go out and tour with, like the ultimate tour, who would you say? Throwing you under the bus.
I don't know. We've done three actually with Toby Mac, and they're pretty epic. I don't know if it's because we both have kind of a little bit of a different fan base, but there's some crossover as well. But those tours have always been just so bananas. And I love Toby. I love his band. I'm good friends with his band. So I don't know. That's probably my choice, I suppose.
That's a good tour, though. I mean, lots of collaboration going on between you guys. In the past, any thing in the works as far as maybe getting together with Toby for another song in the future, or maybe even another band out there that you could possibly spill on?
Oh, sure, yeah. I'd love to do something with Linkin Park. That would be really cool. I've not met them. We played with them, but I've not met them yet, and that would be a really cool collaboration. I don't know if I'll do anything else with Toby. That would be, really cool. Who knows? Maybe Toby can rap on one of my songs or something.
There you go.
Because I cannot rap. If you want to hear something funny sometimes, maybe I would do a rap, and send it to you. It's pretty terrible. Yeah, it's just something I don't get. Some people say, man, I just can't sing. I don't see how you do that. Well, I just can't. I don't get the whole rapping thing. I don't know. It's pretty terrible. Just throwing that out.
That's okay. We're all called to, our different specialties. Yours is singing, playing bass, screaming your head off, jumping around. There you go.
Yes, I'm very good at banging my head. That's what I'm most good at, apparently.
Once again, we're talking to John Cooper, lead singer of the band Skillet, currently on Winter Jam. Speaking of Winter Jam and you guys jumping around and stuff like that, what's the stage show look like for this one?
Oh, it's crazy. And not only for Skillet, I think Skillet we kind of started something that's getting out of hand. But when we first did Winter Jam, we were not headlining, but we brought Pyrotechnics out, and it was kind of the first big production gag, I guess, that had been done at Winter Jam. That was years ago, and so Skillet's kind of become known for these big productions and stuff. And so I guess it kind of started a thing, because it's every band on Winter Jam has got some major production gag. It's completely out of control. It's 3 hours of just shock and rock. It's pretty cool. Our setup is cool. We're doing some things that we've never done before, but we're also doing the stuff that that we're kind of known for, pyrotechnics and the lighting and all that kind of stuff.
Once again, we're talking to John Cooper of Skillet. We've been hearing a buzz. Obviously you guys have the pyrotechnics, and people have been seeing that. But one of the other bands on Winter Jam that's been getting the buzz as far as kind of going, I don't know what you say, over the top, but certainly bringing the A game is For King and Country.
Sure.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. Yes, I thought you were about to say something else.
No,
I'm a big King Country fan, and I have been for years. And of course, I know Joel and Luke because I'm good friends with Rebecca, their sister Rebecca St. James. So I met them when they were kids, basically, when we would do shows with Rebecca. So I've always been supportive of the guys when they wanted to start their own group, and we toured a Winter Jam together about 3 years ago, I think it was. When they were first coming out with their first album, and I love the music and I love the guys and their hearts, and they always put on a great show, absolutely.
Okay, so we put on our Facebook and Twitter and stuff like that, trying to utilize social media a little bit more when doing interviews with you guys to just see the response of people, as far as asking questions. And we said, hey, you got any questions for the band? So we put it on a tweet and we sent it out to Skillet Music, which if people are following you, then they're seeing what's going on. We got a really, really funny question from your friends in Scarlet White.
Okay.
So, random question time for you, John. Switching gears a little bit here. Okay, they asked, when was John's last Dr. Pepper drank?
Oh, yesterday.
So we take it you're a Dr. Pepper fan.
Yeah. That's kind of my only true addiction, really. I love Dr. Pepper. I love soda in general, but that's my drink.
How many would you say that you consume, in a day?
I don't know. I kind of go back and forth because, I'm not 21 anymore. So now it's kind of like I try to live without it, and I'll go a couple days without having any, and then I break down. I'll have, 2 huge big gulps or something, I really do love Dr. Pepper. In fact, I like Dr. Pepper more than food, really. So I'm like, maybe I won't have lunch, and I'll have a Dr. Pepper instead because it's so bad for you. It's terrible bad for you. So today I've decided, all right, I'm going to take a break from it. But yesterday I had 2, and it was delicious.
All right, so there you go, Scarlet White. If you guys are listening, John had 2 yesterday, taking a break today.
There you go.
We got another question, which kind of goes along with some thoughts that we had here at Yes FM. What's in the future for you guys? I mean, obviously the album Rise doing very well and getting a lot of notoriety and buzz. It's been out for a while. So what's next for Skillet? You guys gonna slow down, or are you gonna keep going?
Yeah, keep going. Yeah, we'll be recording a record this year. Skillet's been doing a lot of overseas in the last couple of years, international touring, and after Winter Jam, we go to South Africa, and then we come back to America and do some festivals and fairs and things like that. And during that time, we will hopefully be recording our next album as well.
Can you tell us maybe what it's about or what you're working on, or is that still top secret?
Well, truthfully, we're still in the writing phase, so it's a little, it's not necessarily top secret, it's just premature. We don't really know exactly. We're writing the songs now and beginning to sift through them. I've got about 12 songs turned in. Our last record I wrote 70 songs for, so I probably got another 30 songs to write before we really start digging in.
Sounds kind of daunting, but then again, you guys have been, how long have you been doing music? Almost 20 years, something like that?
Yeah, 18 years.
18 years. And, here's another question. How do you feel, as far as 18 years down the road, how do you guys keep it, fresh? How do you keep it going, keep that momentum going without, let's say maybe a burnout or,
Sure.
writer's block or whatever? What's something that helps you out?
I think that, being passionate about the music, being passionate about the fans, being passionate about yes, those things can happen when you just kind of get man, I've been doing this for so long, and I'm tired or this, but I just love the music. Music has always spoken to me since I was young. I started listening to Christian music when I was in fifth grade, and and to be honest, it was a fight with my parents. They did not want me listening to Christian. They didn't want me listening to any music besides classical and like gospel hymns. So when I first heard of Christian music, I thought they would let me listen to it, and they would not. You know, they didn't like Amy Grant, they didn't like Michael W. Smith, didn't like Petra. They thought it was like Satan's music. So once my parents kind of finally allowed me to listen to a few select Christian bands, that music touched me, and God used it to change my life. I learned about the Bible from Christian music. I struggled in my faith, and those bands really helped me through hard times. My mom passed away when I was 14, and Christian music was something that brought me closer to God. So because of that passion, I just love what I do. I love performing. I love meeting the fans that say, your songs have helped me, and it kind of it reminds me of being a kid, you know. So I think that is what really drives me to keep going and keep making music that can help people, bring them closer to Jesus, and also maybe tell people about Jesus for the first time, which is something that Skillet is able to do, because we play for a lot of, I meet people all the time that say, my kid hates Jesus and hates Christian music, but he loves Skillet, and I think that's a really cool thing.
How do you find, as far as, I mean, obviously you guys, this venue, at the tour that you're playing, specifically Christian and stuff like that, but I mean, obviously evangelistic, but then also too, I mean, you certainly have a lot of opportunity to go out with these mainstream bands to play in, the club scenes, and that kind of scene that people who are in the church, are kind of like leery of. I mean, how do you find that balance?
Sure. I think it's something that I feel called to do. And I love doing secular tours, and I love doing Christian tours. And just to be frank, over the air, when you have a big mainstream hit, when you make that crossover, and everybody loves you for that time, and we had a really big radio song, a couple from our last album, and you get a lot of pressure from that world to stop doing Christian dates. They go, hey, if you want to get played here, stop doing Winter Jam and stop doing yada yada. But we never stopped doing Christian days, because I love Christian music and I love what it stands for, and I would rather keep playing Christian music dates than those stations play my song more. It doesn't mean enough to me. So I think for us, we've always prayed about, God, where do you want us to go now? Do you want us to do, this mainstream tour, or do you want us to do this tour? And we've tried to do both. And you're right, it is such a great opportunity to share Christ to the world. And every time Skillet plays a show, no matter where it is, I always profess my faith in Jesus from stage. But truthfully, the biggest impact just comes from being a light. It's just kind of like when you go to your job, or all the people listening, when you go to work, or you go to your kid's soccer game, or whatever it is that you do, if you are a believer, then God has called you to be the light of the world. And I believe that when you're walking in the Spirit and you are being obedient to Christ, that light will shine no matter what you do. And that has been the biggest impact that we've had.
Once again, talking to John Cooper, lead singer of Skillet, currently on Winter Jam. Hey, John, we appreciate you guys taking some time out and hanging out with us, just kind of catching us up on what's happening with Skillet, and looking forward to some new music, as well as playing some of our favorites here on Yes FM.
Well, thank you. It's great to talk to you again. I can't wait to come back and see y'all next week.
Absolutely. We'll see you here in just a few weeks.
Yeah, you got it.
Yes FM.